What is up, YouTube? My name's Tony 2.0, and I'm drunk. Actually, not drunk, just been drinking tonight. And one of the great things that alcohol does to you is it makes you think about things. And one of the things that's really been on my mind, and something that I've been wanting to talk about, is how Call of Duty has shaped a generation of gamers. And in my opinion, ruined a generation of gamers. I want to start from the beginning, and I want to take you back, way, way back into time. And I want to talk about my first gaming experience. When I was younger, I think, gosh, when we got our first console, I was probably 10 or 11 years old, and we got Nintendo, the original Nintendo. I had played some other games through friends. I'd played Atari and things before that. But Nintendo was where I really got my start with Mario Brothers. Many, many games. Zelda, lots of things. It used to be that video games didn't have the graphical support. So what they used to do is actually put time into the story. So they would get you invested in their game, in their title, in their series by having a creative storyline, something that you could follow, something that you would get into to continue to play the game. It is no longer like that. And I look back at things like Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2. Fantastic stories, unbelievable stories. Not really the graphical, technology to back it up, make it so pretty, make it so shiny. Nowadays, I think that although graphic advances and the technology that we have that makes games look beautiful and realistic, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think that it takes away from the development houses themselves. Instead of investing that time into, let's make this fantastic storyline for people to follow and buy into our games and make sure that they buy the next installment. It's, let's see how shiny we can make it and see if these idiots will go buy it. That is a pretty good bar to measure off of the last few Call of Duties. Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, both great steps ahead as far as visuals go. But they operate poorly, and the campaign modes are both not very, they're just not very good. Another thing that plays into this is DLC. It has become a huge thing over the last probably 6 or 7 years. There never used to be a DLC thing. You used to go and buy a game, play the game, and you were done. And after that game was over, you go buy another game and play that game, and then it was done. And you used to get this huge sense of accomplishment. Beating something like The Legend of Zelda, beating something like the Ocarina of Time for me. I remember that. I remember all of the hours that were put into it to beat it and to complete everything. And you can even go back to things like Grand Theft Auto 3. Taking time to complete that game 100%, not a lot of people did it, but it was very rewarding from that gamer standpoint when you could complete it. Nowadays, you have a game like Skyrim. That Skyrim on its own, fantastic. You could get into that game and you could play it, and once you beat it, that it would have been enough for me. But then there's DLC, and now we're on, the third installment of DLC. It's like the game just doesn't end. There's always more and more and more to do, and for me, it gets harder to invest myself each time into it. I would have much preferred for them to come out with Skyrim 2, Dawnguard, and had everything bigger, and then Skyrim 3, Dragonborn. They've taken away that thing that I think the starting gamers used to get, which was, I can beat this on the hardest difficulty, get through it without cheating, accomplishment feeling. I look at things like World of Warcraft when I used to play that about 5 or 6 years ago. Downing the bosses in Naxxramas. Downing the Lich King for the first time. those are huge accomplishments that you just don't get with Call of Duty. And as much as we try, just about everything that we play now is compared to Call of Duty. Think about it. Think about any game that you play. Doesn't matter if it's a first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, an RPG, an MMO. Everything is compared to how that game functions. This has turned into a world of KD and win-loss instead of accomplishment. This is something that I can beat. This is something that is tough to get through, but I can still do it. Face it, the majority of people that play Call of Duty are mediocre to terrible players. They go on to forums like YouTube to try to get better, to learn the strategies, to have better success at the game. I used to be a chef for a very long time, and I look at it this way. In the kitchen, you cannot teach someone speed. Either they have it or they don't have it. It's the same thing in Call of Duty. We can give you all the tactics that you want. We can give you the way that we play. We can give you the gun setups to use. But if you don't have the skill, if you don't have the reaction time, you're not going to be good at it. It doesn't matter. I mean, it takes a time commitment. It takes practice to get better and better and better at it. You can't just watch one video and go into a match and be good. The reason is, and really the point of the video is, instead of the Call of Duty player branching out to actually look at other games, we're stuck. We're stuck in this vicious cycle, and I found myself to be in that. And luckily for me, through YouTube and through this channel, I branched my horizons. I've gone out into different games, things like Bastion, things like Skyrim, Crysis, STX, name it. I mean, there's tons of stuff. Minecraft. And that's what you guys need to do. You need to expand your horizons. Get your libraries opened up. Go check out Steam. Buy those games that cost $2. Buy the games that cost $5. Think about the amount of financial investment that you could put into Steam on your computer to play multiple games instead of spending the $110 on a season pass for Call of Duty and the $60 game itself. $60 plus, because if you bought the Hardened Edition, it costs more, right? Then you buy the Care Package Edition, you're looking at like $160. You could get you could get 10 to 12 games on Steam for that. And have just as many hours of enjoyment and probably less hours of frustration. The reason for this video is, seriously guys, go out there and check out different games. If you're questioning what games to go look at, our friends over at KBMod always give out the best games on their podcast. Go check that out. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down in the description. It's on the channel page. It's always there. Go follow me. We're always talking about different games. Boss Jedi Zohan, he is a good friend of mine. He always on Twitter is talking about the best games to play. Nick Gigante, another one. He plays games that you should be playing. Call of Duty is not the end-all be-all of gaming, and your KD will do nothing for you in your future. Call of Duty has, instead of being a fun gaming experience, turned into a competition. And competition tends to take the fun out of a lot of things. What I'm saying is, if you're a gamer, if you are not having a lot of fun with this game, come ask me, what should we play? I'll tell you. Guys, I want to thank you for checking out this video. I'm going to put a link down for you guys to click that subscribe button if you're new around here. Do all those things you do for me. Click the like button, click the favorite button, share all that stuff with your friends. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What games are you guys playing? What are you guys looking forward to? As always, thank you guys again. I'll check you the next time. Peace!